All right, greetings everybody. It is time to talk once again about the terror that is the new Mont and the new Jeume. And so, every year Wotv gets an update on April 1st. And as always, there are people out there who think that sometimes it's a joke. And yes, Wotv does do April Fool's jokes. This year there wasn't one, which is kind of becoming a trend with Wotv just skipping stuff. Probably not a great thing. But on that day, I actually posted that Game 8, with their tier list, created a quadruple S tier, what is effectively tier 0. Before that, tier 1 was Bridalaya, it was King Bradley, it was Soul, it was New Helena, and it was Bartz. Why Bartz was up there was basically just because he was being carried by the light element and his secondary hit was better than some people gave him credit for. So, and also because they haven't really updated that too terribly much, but Bartz has stayed in the top rank for better or worse. But the quadruple S tier, here we are a couple days later, and that tier is not going anywhere. So I do want people to understand, yes, Mont and Jeume are considered to be very, very, very high tiered units. As a matter of fact, I would consider them to be almost along the lines of an essential pull. Like back when Wotv was still younger, this character was one of the characters that we kind of picked up on was just being very, very, very powerful for the time she came out. And as it turns out, that was accurate. And she lasted for an incredibly long time, not just because of herself, but also because of other units that supported her for so long. Well, you take a look at a board like that, and then you take a look at a board such as You Are Mont, and you get the idea that, yeah, we really have hit a new power level, as these characters are just displaying their stats that they're getting off of it. What you are looking at for these kind of characters are effectively like the HP of a tank with the offense of some of the best offensive characters in the game. And to that point, I do want to stress, yes, at this point in time, I do consider these two characters to be incredibly powerful. And it's not just me. Basically all of content creators have come up with this list that, or this, agreement that these characters are just insanely powerful. And you kind of, if you have any interest in playing the game, you kind of need one or the other. It's also a little bit exciting and refreshing just to see more characters like this that are, a bit of a jump, because it has been a while. And taking a look on JP, there are quite a few teams already that are showing, that these characters are going to be everywhere. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about what I've seen for developments with these characters and how older teams are progressing without the one of the two newer characters, because at this point, it does seem like it's going to be adapt or get smoked by a lot of really, really powerful stuff. So first thing I want to show off is Peachin's video, because Peachin, we love Peachin. Peachin has retired now, so he is at least playing somewhat and has come back for this, if nothing else. And with the new version of Mont, he has been testing him kind of with this either King Bradley on both of the teams that he's been testing, and not only that, but with a third character of either the new Lucio or Halloween Lucio. Interesting. But you take a look at the performance of any team with the new Mont, and it is incredibly high, sky high even. He is a character with incredible sustain and incredible durability. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't be killed. He can be killed, as a matter of fact. He can be killed, fairly decently. especially if multiple units are ganging up on him. But that's the big tell, is that it does take a couple of units of trying really hard. His secondary hits, the amount of human killer, everything that he has in his kit is just very, very powerful. And so you look at examples like this, and you can see that, I mean, yeah, the other characters are doing their part too, but Mont really is worthy of being noted as a tier 0 character. One who can get through an opposing elemental tank with little to no difficulty is quite noteworthy. And here, I do believe in this video, he does die. Or no, not this one. There were a few other ones I saw that he actually does die. The rest of the characters do have like enough done at this point. If you look at this, no problem with that whatsoever. He's good against evasion. He's good against essentially everything. And so while I love this example, the next example is pretty fun, which is just the pure wind meta team that I've been seeing for a long time now. And yeah, this is against a pure earth team. Keep that in mind. Now, normally, this should be well in favor of the element that has the advantage, but as we're about to see, that is not the case. Like I've seen in the last 48 hours, a lot of different teams with Mont. Like essentially, if there is any possible capability or even just running older VCs, no matter how you retrofit a team for it, any team is automatically better just having the new Mont or the new Jeume. And every team is almost automatically worse. Doesn't mean that it is a certainty that you're going to lose, but again, it really does go a long way to have these newer characters. And as you can see, Mont doing his thing. It doesn't seem like much yet, but it will get there, trust me. That's the first wing character down. Evading Lucio, which is hilarious. And as you can see, now only one wind character is left. And you can just get an idea for how powerful and capable this team is. For anyone who really wants to check it out, of course, on Peachin's channel, he has about an hour's worth of footage of just talking about teams and compositions. But as I want to stress just what a fully built Mont can look like, almost 14,000 HP with 117 speed, 537 dexterity, 614 luck, and almost 1800 attack with still a good amount of AoE resistance, some defense, some spirit, and about 99 evasion. This is what an example of this build can look like. Looking over here, you can see the team comps that he was testing effectively, King Bradley being on both of them, with a version of Lucio in the other. And if we take a look here, there is some 90 cost VCs, but really I only note maybe one or two very limited ones here, and here the Love for Hero, as well as the Bahamut's Chosen. And also, not only that, you can also see the Full Metal Alchemist one there. There are some key VCs when it comes to Mont for this party, but that's not the only one. Let's take a look at Jeume now, who is available on Global along with Old Doa. And if there's one thing I've learned from watching all of this Peachin video for an hour and 19 minutes, it was that if you are looking if you're currently on Global right now, boy oh boy is Old Doa A2 and Jeume looking like the money. It is the strongest Jeume comp that I have seen across multiple videos. If you're just looking for Jeume, Old Doa plus her is a definitive winning combination with A2 in there, providing DPS and healing. It's effectively like everything you could possibly ask for. And interestingly enough, I also think that this is probably the strongest of the solo Mont or Jeume. In other words, not them combined in a party. But if we're talking about, oh, if you can only get Mont or Jeume, which one seems to be generally outperforming the other, considering that it's only been about a couple of days? Well, it does seem to be that Jeume with this combination is just really, really powerful. The amount of sustain that is there is just too much for other teams to get into. These characters can effectively do almost everything, and as you can see, they're handling this very, 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 very prominent mage team with quite a bit of ease. So you look, you get the healing and everything, and I wouldn't say that either team is particularly, slouching it at this point. Even got the stun there, got the insta-kill. Here comes A2 over. Now have both limit bursts, so that will not be a factor for the rest of this. With the massive heal there and the secondary hit, and it is over. Basically showing just how powerful that is. But again, just like in the previous video, what we are about to witness is a pure water team beating a pure lightning team. And if I am correct in remembering, although this team might have had the Thunder VC or the Thunder Resistant VC, I actually think that the Thunder Resistant VC is not present in this match. And we'll see that in the team composition coming up. But if I made a mistake, we'll talk about it. But I don't remember seeing it when I watched this earlier, given the number of matches that I've watched. So what you can see really quickly that, yeah, Alphonse definitely doing what he is supposed to be doing, being a very, 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 very tanky character. Asterius is a little bit in the back, but he will take part in this battle very quickly. Then we have the big hit with the heal. Secondary heal coming off. And now with that in order, the other characters can really start working in here on the Thunder team. Jeume coming in with her next hit, even getting a preemptive, but hitting with that limit burst, weakening the elemental resistance on the other characters. Old hitting with his limit burst. Bridalaya very close to dead at this point. Tank goes down. 2 preemptive hits, and it wasn't enough to stop KOing one. Now there's only one character left. Guts is triggered. Gets a bit of healing. Uses his limit burst. Misses. How sad for him. And an Odin for a finish. And again, there's about another hour worth of footage about this. But here you can see the story is very much the same, except potentially even more impressive. Taking a look at Jeume across her kit here, 1,500 or 15,000, I should say, or almost 16,000, off by 10 points. 2,100 attack with 50 defense, 12 spirit, 35 accuracy, 129 speed, 472 dexterity, and 450 luck, with 25 and 42 into resistances. It really does speak for how strong these characters are compared to older characters. And this is on a 3-person team without extra VCs. They are insanely powerful, which you'll note here also in the water-only team. Short of the FF10 card, a couple of 390 cards. Nothing here is limited in the sense of, sorry, not limited, but a holo VC. As for the ice team, or the ice combo team at the bottom, as I adjust speed, so You can see that there is the A2 card. There are some more shinier cards in this party composition, but still, it does work out to be very strong. And also we have this right here, which shows a older ice-based team that it does go up against. And the performance of this team right here at the bottom, combination of Oldoa, Jeume, and A2, is quite possibly my favorite from all of the Peachum videos, because it does seem to have the best performance across many, many, many units. But that does lead into some other content creators who have gone, how should I say, a bit whalier, and effectively just said, hey, what's better than one tier 0 unit in a party? 2 tier 0 units in a party. So yeah, working to get both Jeume as well as Mont into a party with Shawls, and the results are very, very powerful indeed. As with the combination of an extra healing source on top of the healing that both of these characters have already, is kind of just a bit overkill. And you can see just the amount of available access to so many flexible and good abilities work out in the favor of victory against pure meta teams of late. So yeah, there really isn't a ton of extra things I want to say. There's so much still to see as, you know, new VCs come out next week and potentially push further in one area, one way or the other. But there's a lot of experimentation. I guess the final takeaway, just to repeat one more time, is that it does seem just like you kind of do need to really strongly consider about getting one or both of these characters. And on global, you might even want to just go for the full Oldoa combination if you have the resources, because it does look promising, at least from the JP side, provided that you also have A2 for just, you know, maximum carnage. And here, slowly taking down those tanks. Secondary hits coming in massively handy for getting this. And Mont's Silence should not be underestimated in combination with Jeume's anti-magic properties. It's just a kind of 1-2 punch that gets rid of mages, period. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, you've enjoyed watching it. Definitely check out more content. I think next video I'll probably be doing a little bit of a look at my own arena escapades with my own version of Mont and seeing how I fare. So thanks so much for watching, take care, and as Oldoa dies in about 1 second here, see you later.